live from Pretoria West in Westview. Danville is Khositsile song on a live show, man. We are live streaming today. We are on Facebook. Just go to my Facebook page or the Khositsile song one, and then you'll see us in the studio with my three beautiful guests. Clinical psychologist Itumeleng Faku. How's it? Occupational therapist. Malebu Mushukwa.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome, my dear. And Mema, our special teenager guest, right? This is Khosi FM, and I'm coming to you live on Pretoria West in Danville, man. Number 72 FNG's class. On www.holdings.co.za. And now the time is just gone 32 minutes after 7. Today, so you know, it's our Health Wednesday, and we're going to be talking today about anything therapy, but mostly concentrating on this thing, teenage suicides and cutting. People are cutting themselves to feel pain. I don't know what is that disorder called. But as I said, I've asked professionals to come into the studio today to come and talk to us a little bit about this one. So the number is 064-548-776. And as I said, we are streaming live on Facebook. You can just go to Facebook and you'll see us in studio today talking this thing beautiful. And this thing will be on a podcast tonight on audio on Spotify and Anchor FM. The name of the show is the Khosi on a live show, and on Hariako YouTube is going to be the same name as well. That will be dropped tomorrow. All right. So just go there and search and you'll hear. Learn how you are in this or through this thing. Please let us know on 064-548-776, and we can be able to help you and ask questions as well. Send us a WhatsApp, ask questions. You can even phone us live, and then you can be able to talk your call. And you can even go to our Facebook page and you comment there. Welcome, gentlemen and ladies. How's everything? How's the new year? Let's say not nervous. Get radio. Don't be nervous. This is radio. That's how radio works. We talk. Let's up again.
Yeah.
Marana Faku. How is it? What's again? My cake is on. What check on? There's a button there. Put it like we so going. Hey, now we see one.
Oh, you see, yeah.
Why one? All right. First thing first. I had this topic because I had this other person. I was talking to them, right? And I saw tattoos. And it's a woman. I don't know. I've got this thing. I tattoo now. To be honest with you, so yeah. So I was like, "What's with the tattoos?" And she's like, "No, I like pain. You know, I like pain." So tattoo, instead of cutting myself, the tattoo makes me, you know, have that sensory pain thing going on. I'm like, oh, okay. So when these things start, this thing, so why can't you come here? Let's talk about it. Because I think that needs therapy, don't you think? So that's why I talked to you like Malbakirabona. And she said, no, it's fine. So we're going to be talking to her today, Kabo 8, calling her. She can't come to the studio. So I said, she can remove phone. So I invited Kabo. She must come and give us a teenager perspective. She's 22, by the way, anyway. So she's still a teenager. So I refer that perspective of what is this thing? Yabo teenager. What is this thing that these kids are going through that through? What's going on? You understand what I'm saying? So I keep like a man between the two professionals that we have here. Or when come on, maybe refer Serrano was okay. All right, that is just okay. That's to break the ice. How about maybe you each introduce yourselves to the audience, to the listeners, and all that. That's similar to that.
Dumelang botlhe. Nna ke na Itumeleng Faku, clinical psychologist by profession. I think ke tlo go leka go share light on some of the things we experience or the processes that we go through when in therapy, and the explanations or background for those experiences.
Okay. The next one, sisters.
Okay, Dumelang Matili Chigoraye, Libitolaka Ki Malebu Mushukwa. I'm an occupational therapist with a special interest in mental health. So I think suicide also, we do address it in the mental health, I can say, sphere. So we will also talk of occupations, how basically some mental illnesses get to impact participation in the different occupations.
Okay. Lastly, but not least.
Hi, Nakina Kamhelo, Kamhelo Mapena, and I'm not a teenager, Dr. Josip.
You are a teenager.
No.
You're gonna be teenager to me forever. Body
Oh no. I'm not a teenager, but I'm here to shed some light as to how we actually live our lives and what we're going through as young people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So Dr. Faku, much as when maybe this is most relevant to you as a psychologist, right? Is this a disorder? What are we talking about here? Yeah, suicide. Let's start with maybe some people suicide among the teenagers, right? Is this something that can be treated? What is this thing of suicide among teenagers? Why a child who still has both parents? We don't have parents, Rena, and we came here from African somewhere somehow, but we never thought of suicide, even though we're in the impoverished area. And it was like that by law. You understand? There was no way you can get out as a black kid at that time until now, after 94. So, kids, when I break it down, what is what?
Okay, maybe we need to start from the general to the specific.
Yeah.
Suicide is more of the specific. Yeah. So when you speak of the general, basically trauma is real, and trauma has many forms.
Yeah.
Or trauma it's not just specific. Maybe someone's trauma can be lighter to me, or I can laugh on it.
Yeah.
And then someone else might also laugh at.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, let's break down what trauma is. Trauma can be it's mostly what happens. It's an event. It can be in the form while you are young.
Okay.
Or whether it's just separation.
Yes.
Or mama like
yeah.
A traumatic event could be when you find out now 20 or 23 years.
Yes.
Or 30.
Yes.
So normally when we hear such things, we don't hear it in a nice manner.
All right.
I've experienced that in therapy as well, where someone would say, you know what, I have unresolved issues. The person I called Ausi for the longest time,
yes,
I only heard now, that's my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. And this person, I wanted to be so close to her. I asked myself questions. Why was I drawn to this person, but yet she rejects me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the person explained, you know what? I think there's something behind this.
Yeah.
Now I'm bearing the fruits. So, as a result of maybe sexual assault.
Yes.
So one nothing as a result of sexual assault. So sometimes the mom rejects the child because of that event.
Okay.
Not because
yeah.
Because of what they remind her of.
I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
So now ngwana wa gola ha go tshegiwa a kere gantsi ka Setswana re rata gore motho go tshegang ke motho sa ratele bontle. So now mama gayo, you trying to make something of yourself, you are failing. You end up being suicidal.
All right.
Because of the name calling as well.
Yeah.
Mama
yeah.
So on his own, that's an example of an event.
Okay.
So that person felt
all right. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
I understand. Yeah.
Or it was more than a mistake. It's an abomination.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's
an abomination.
Yes, that's the reality that comes out.
Yeah.
Sometimes another event could. I'm just trying to highlight the
yes,
we'll go deeper as we go.
Yeah.
Sometimes an event could be Papa wa feta fa every day. You see him and they tell you what is Papa gago? But this guy doesn't even look at you.
Yeah. Does he even know that you're his kid?
A lot of them know.
In most cases, they do.
Is it? All right.
But they reject what you stand for.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
So they reject you because of what they have now.
Yeah.
But the impact on the child is I'm rejected.
Okay.
Even my flesh and blood, I am bad.
Yes.
So that could be deeper to that individual to a point that I suicidal.
Yeah.
Then so there's so many events that we could describe.
Yeah.
These are events.
Yes.
Then suicide, it's a symptom.
A symptom of what?
Of that pain.
Okay.
that this person has been experiencing. So
Yeah.
you sit with the pain for so long, and no one still understands where you are. Where I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So now this person says, "Ake batle you, why should I exist?" Baba? And sometimes suicide attempts, it's not actually I want to do it.
All right.
It says I want them to see that I'm capable.
Oh.
Wa
King attention seeking. This person wants attention. and whatnot.
Honali attention seeking behavior.
Yes.
Then honali a suicide attempt where
Yeah.
someone would drink or cut themselves,
Yes.
but deep. Honali-
Aro
honali-
ipolaga nnete motho re ke a shwa this time. It's
Aro
fine.
ipola,
Done.
but
I'm
they
not.
don't know how.
Oh, so whatever that can work is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I got like go nna le motla yo ba rata go dira gore o tla kry-a motho a batla go tsaya botshelo ba gage,
Yes, yes.
mostly for no reason.
Yeah.
A ba tsamaya ko train station,
I go ema pele
a
train.
go ema ko pele ga train e be sa tle,
Eh.
a ba re ke ya gae ke tla bola ke tlala.
Why one?
So those are the things that we're trying to talk about. Suicide on its own, there's a reason behind it.
Behind it, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Cutting,
Mm.
it's a behavior. It's a behavior.
But what
because-
causes that behavior? Or maybe that's like going to you.
Re tlo tla go go yona
Yeah.
moragonyana.
Yeah.
We'll go deeper because I think we had some talk le who's Kamogelo, ne?
Yes.
Yes. So we'll continue on the same platform
Mm.
so that we just share our experience or light
All right.
on what we are talking about.
Yeah. We're coming to you live on www.holdingstory.za/CoSFM/radio. And then we're coming to you live on Facebook page. Yeah, Sehongwan. Just go there and see us. I've already seen Precious. Go Facebook. Go get it. Thank you, Precious, for watching. Someone's watching us live there. Yeah. And then, okay. And remember, later on today, Spotify will have in this podcast go thing, and then just go to Spotify, search the Khosi on live show, and you'll find it there. And then YouTube, same name as well, right? Can I use it in Hawaiian? Moshokwa, I get Moshokwa so bad easily. What is your take on what we just spoke to in the Faku on? What is your take about that, especially centering around suicide, right? Do you, as an occupational therapist, do you rehabilitate kids who are in that stance, or what's happening?
Yes, we do. Remember, with occupations, we look at the overall structure of a day-to-day functioning of a person. And now when suicidal ideation is involved or attempts, it gets to interrupt with the day-to-day routine of this person.
Okay.
Sometimes it becomes even a habit of self-harming all the time. And it becomes a very destructive behavior that it takes away so much of someone's time.
Yeah.
That every time their mind is preoccupied with the idea of wanting to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And it affects the other areas of occupations, which is your ADLs, how you carry out your day, how you take care of yourself, how you see yourself even, because there's people now, or these patients or victims, they tend to now have a change in body image, how they look at themselves, the self-identity, the self-esteem, the self-confidence, and now it interferes with their day-to-day functioning, their ability to socially participate with people, or even now, them being able to sleep. It's like they can't sleep because they're preoccupied with this thing, and that is how we actually want to address it, or we address it as occupational therapists in our rehabilitation or the intervention. We look at the aspects or their daily occupations and how these suicidal ideations or attempts get to interrupt their day-to-day function.
All right. So how do you go along with it? How do you go about Kayon?
Okay,
Yeah.
so like he said, it's a symptom. We really want to understand the root of the problem. Where is this thing coming from? How does it affect a person? Like Auska Mogelo, what does she do from the minute she wakes up throughout the day to the time she goes to sleep?
Yeah.
And we want to look at the pattern in which these ideas come. How do they occupy her time, so that we can have activities that she can do, so that she occupies her time with something rather than sitting and not doing anything. And now those thoughts keep coming.
They keep coming, yeah.
Exactly. So
But how long can you put the person under those things? Because doesn't it come to you as the person, the patient, to say, listen, I have to get myself out of this thing? Because as therapy, it can go up to so far. It can't be forever.
Exactly.
Wa tlhaloganya? You cannot motho a depende mo wena as a person for survival one, or for normalcy two, or medication for both. One understand? So doesn't it come to a point where to stop this thing? Doesn't therapy supposed to take you there?
Yes, it's supposed to. And remember, I can give her therapy, but also it's up to her how she receives it.
Yeah.
So she needs to be able to be open to receiving help. If you don't state what your problem is, the likelihood of someone helping you, it's rare because they don't know how to help you.
Yeah.
So it's not a one way. It's actually we meet each other halfway, so that when I do the therapy job, you try to practice what we practice in therapy.
Yeah.
That's why with therapy, most of the time we don't issue medication.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
a talk therapy. Most of the time we build that rapport, we build that trusting relationship, that what basically maybe 90% or 99.9% of what I'm sharing with you, you're able to implement them.
Yeah.
And we're trying to bring insight. So insight is actually where we start, so that the person gets to understand how it affects them.
Okay.
And they need to develop the emotional insight and the intellectual insight to say, how does this affect me as a person?
Yeah.
And also extending the same courtesy to other people to say, if I go through this, how will someone else feel about it? So in therapy, most of the time we teach life skills, and which is what each and every individual would want to actually acquire, because it's a day-to-day living, and we need to try and find constructive ways of coping with things, because things sometimes they'll always be there.
All right. Coming to you, teenager. Yaga. Give us a perspective, Kamkhela, about when as a young person. She's not a teenager, but she's 22.
Yeah, I'm turning 23 this year, thank you.
Oh, good. At least. Tell us, as much as when you're in the circles of these teenagers, what have you went through when yourself? Have you been in that situation of being suicidal? What was the cause? How did you get over it? Are you still going through it? You know, the whole shebang.
Well, honestly, in most cases, like right now, you find yourself going through like the hardest times, and you just don't know how to explain to somebody what you're actually going through. Like the good doctor said, horror, you need to be able to explain what you're actually feeling and what you're going through. Sometimes we don't know, because I feel like these emotions just tend to overwhelm us as being teenagers, or being young adults. Can I call it that?
No, you're still a teenager. Yeah, I'll take it 23. It's 23, 25. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, date.
As being teens. Okay. As being teens, like these emotions tend to overwhelm us, and then sometimes we find ourselves like okra or rebel against your parents, or rebelling against everybody, and you just don't want to hear anything from anybody, because you feel as if no one understands what you're actually going through. And even if they ask, you just don't have the proper explanation as to, you know what, this is exactly what I'm feeling like right now. Now I'm going through a phase whereby I feel like there's like some darkness looming over me. I'm not sure if that's possible, but it's just there, and it creeps up on me.
Yeah.
It does creep up on me. And then before, well, I don't know if I can put it at this, like maybe 5 years ago when I was in school, my parents got divorced, and then I had this thing, why are these people doing this to me? Can they not see that they're actually hurting me? Well, understand. So I took to self-harm. I overdosed on pills.
How many times?
Just once.
Once.
And
what kind of pills were those?
Like those were like, I just took everything out of the cupboard. It just like
I have some volunteer wait.
Hey. Wait till get this
Shapaka liquid paraffin, shapa legagi, charcoal. Drink. Wanna go right? Yeah.
Don't take it to second.
Yeah.
Get a cat la di pilis.
Ocula one.
Exactly. What was I doing? Heck, but in any way, what I was saying, as I was saying, like it hurt me to the core, and then I still feel like it still has an impact to me till this day. Well, understand that, because I was forced to actually accept something that's not.
But how old was you now, when this whole thing started?
By then I was 14. And then I had a little sister who was 9.
So the bona
No,
ba bona
11.
selo, ba bo
And
ke
then
wena.
I had another one who was still in crèche, Karabo. Like I think she was like around about 4 or 5 years by then. So I think I'm the one who got to take the hits like throughout everything because I'm the oldest sibling, and then I was being a support structure for my mother back then. And then the other one saw it, but only like from the back, like ale mo morao, nasa experiencing everything right there and then.
Okay.
But then it's still coming back to haunt her till this day, and we're trying to work on that. Well, me and her. There's a lot, man. Like there's a lot, and sometimes I guys. But what
Lona. Why?
Oh no,
Lena.
my mother
Obone
was like,
obone ngwana a le shapo itumeleng le wena ke mang e witse ke
Malebo.
le Malebo ne? Thank God. Hi, Malebo. Yeah. Obone ngwana le from well off family. All right. Can like iPhone 7 wa have kotipola sharp. Nghlalo. So yes, there is different degrees of why people could do that. Mare, I will say, in my opinion now, I will say, let's say 50% of these suicidal teenagers give for attention seeking. If I'm wrong, correct me. Ne?
you're wrong.
Okay, yeah, that's what we are here to discuss, right? If I'm wrong, both are you are wrong, and then let me know why am I wrong. I'll give you an example. My little sister, my little niece, go ahead, go okay. The mother was a matron, Kokalafo. She's in pension now, right? And they had everything. We came here, and when we got here, we see how everything is possible. Then we to say, and we went into that. You understand? And now at a school as a fate, as a fate, I think she was more of a bully because school one as a teacher, everybody else, and they had everything. PlayStation get to me to go one. Keep on go one. Any TV game here, yeah, I didn't know those things. That quite like that's not next. So for Nate, it was more of a privilege. Wow, I'm in a place like this, and I have to make use of it. Ne? One day I will repolanja. Nakatu pola. Why I say oh pola one is no yeah. I don't pay attention to because I talk of a scenario is a very nice scenario. You kill yourself now. My sister will call me. Ile always view. Hey, I'm to shoot pola hili. It like go high. Don't laugh at that moment. The families will come. All of us will come and gather here and bury you. From there, and after years, immediately after that day, right? Then we forget about you. We'll just, oh, Kanale, what time was here? Oh, shame. It's fine. We forget about you after like what? I don't know. Rona maybe your mother will be the who's like will be always saying, oh, wanna get this, whatever. She stopped. Shock therapy. That's what we used to do, hospital. Shock therapy. Shame. Even if you can do this thing, I'll shake him out. It's fine. Yeah.
The degree is the same.
Yes.
Is different.
Different, yeah.
Like you're saying, this one was easily dealt with direct confrontation.
Yes. Yes.
And then there are instances where now,
Yes.
Oscar Mukhelo experienced the her pillars moving different ways.
Yeah.
And unfortunately with divorce, when it happens, parents fight.
Yeah.
For bana.
Okay.
Parents fight. Like
Yes.
It becomes a nasty thing.
Yes, where now they involved lawyers to speak for them. This one wants this one wants this. That's when now the kids by experiencing that disconnection.
Yes.
Where now mama utlo go bua ka papa.
Yeah.
Papa tlhaga le ene bua ka mama.
All right.
Just to give context on that, I experienced the same thing go kids one thing.
Yes.
Where mama tlare papa tlare there's 2 kids in the house. I'm in varsity. So my younger brother's at home. And then he would come kadijo.
Kimang.
Papa.
Okay.
Because I get why it's as he took care of the family.
Yes.
So he had a better job.
Yeah.
So ha tla ka dijo. O tla re o jale bana ba gae.
Wena?
No, nna ke go varsity. My
Oh,
brothers are there.
okay. Yes.
O tla jale bana ba gae. What happens to this woman?
Okay.
Wa bona?
Yeah.
And the impact at that time, it's on the kids.
Yeah.
Because now,
Kaja mama kaji.
yes.
Maybe they're fighting. Hey, who knows?
So the reason people have long-term trauma is we experience this firsthand.
Oh yeah.
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 I didn't experience it.
Oh no, look what you're doing.
I was overseas.
Yes.
Yeah. So the way I would experience it, more my brother's speech or the vocabulary or the language he would use was he couldn't say it in front of his friends. So if he get a phone, hey, mona din sango gaira.
Yeah.
Check us surrounding ya gagwe.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
because at one point the family was connected. Nelele example.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, now the family is breaking away.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
so now as a child,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Because that man will.
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so you see the impact.
Yes.
The impact is they have to live with it, and I didn't. They had to experience it. They had to choose.
Yeah.
At that time, and I didn't.
Okay.
So with how they look at their lives now,
Yeah.
it's different from how I look at mine.
Okay.
Because I didn't experience that event. And I think into
I play like yes.
to say, as the older one, at that time she was 14.
14.
Yeah. She could see the difference. She could see that's Papa Bua.
Yeah.
Mama batsamaya mmereko. Papa ba lebala. He's not used to it. So now you have to go to school.
Yes.
And when you complain later on, what happens? Mama to rena ke tla go fa ka osana.
Yeah.
Mama ba go if. Who's the favorite now?
Oshaba mama kere.
Oh,
Olebela
oh.
mama na na mama ke ene ya
Well, from my side, I never had. Well, okay. Now I was a daddy's girl. Honestly, like my dad still calls me Angela till this day, even though we are not really close knitted as we used to be. Like I'd rather get under a car with my dad and fix it than to wash dishes or cook with my mother.
Yes.
That's just how I was raised. I'm my dad's Angela.
Are you a
and
boy?
No. I'm just a daddy's girl, and
Alright.
I would hover around my
I
dad.
can always need to ask
Yeah.
this. You'll never know.
Wherever my dad goes,
Yeah.
I was with him.
Okay.
And trust you me, if you not tell her, I'll so little, I'll be like, hey mama.
And I also-
Well, understand? Like I was that child. Well, understand?
Yeah.
So now, when this whole thing started, like, you know, before Batla called the ultimate divorce, you know, there are those like these small claims nyana, like na ke tsama ke high
Yeah.
na in and all and wrong tlamila high obviously let's get so krelora braya ko moshile tshwanetsa zaya e high o krele nna ke tswa ke paka bag ya ka ke re le nna ke tsama le ena a ke
What's our
sale lo-
diamond?
Well, understand?
Yeah.
So like that's how it used to be. Now, okay, now this is the ultimate. Re fitlhile bofelong bianong. Ha o sana ho roboa, batswadi ba nna fatshe ba lokisa ba buile. It took me time because na mama kana sharp.
Okay.
Na mama kana my mother's very strict. Like
Yeah.
she like na konon sharp e fetsa fela ankobele ko ntle. He papa ka hankar o ya le phalale for like 3 days like ne kutla botlhoko because I know hore ke ngwana mo stotu ke tlo senya ke tlo shapiwa ke tlo isiwa ko ntle and nobody will save me hore ke boe ka montlung at least papa ka hale around ne ke itse ra wa he ke sentse ka mkhoba nkubile ko ntla 8 o'clock ke tlo e bonetse na koloi Angela come let's go inside the house. Well, understand that's the type of person my dad used to be. Now he re fitla mo bofelong mo I'm like Mara, these people, why Baira so? And my mother is like, yo, Lena, she was like so emotional about everything. And then, heke tomo kumarela braya, aria kaluko wana wena, haun rati wena. Hey, what hanya like, okay. So now I'm like, okay, ar braya tshwanetse zai. Me bra vele vela zai ne.
Yeah.
Hesna zai, I have to stick with her right now. So I was forced to emotionally become attached to my mother. And get detached from my dad. And I think that made me to have daddy issues. I'm not sure yet, but daddy issues very
Daddy issues in what way?
it's like I would call daddy issues. Hey, explain. I would explain it by saying maybe wanted to be validated and accepted by each and every male species that you meet. Wang understand the
Okay, yes.
Like onyakoratiwa.
All right.
Onyakoratiwa.
Yeah.
Because my dad gave me that love and it was taken away from me.
Yeah.
And then now like relationship I'm looking for qualities that my dad used to possess. One understand the but they are not there because
they are not your father, remember?
We are this, we are that, we are each and everything that's wrong, of which is like you go around being with everybody because you're just not finding that one person all over the qualifications, the qualifications our boyfriend tag. Because now I want my man to be just like my daddy.
But you
honestly.
can't. Am I wrong?
Honestly, like
Tuzang,
specific qualities of that person. Like my dad is one of like one. He's the one who took me out on my first date.
Yeah.
He's the one who showed me how princess treatment, man. Yeah, princess treatment. So, princess treatment. So, I don't think I'm gonna stay if somebody else I'm sorry for swearing. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly how I need to be treated in relationships because that's exactly how my daddy showed me.
Is that even normal?
No, to some extent.
Yeah.
Like I said, how you perceive yourself now interferes with the relationships that you had.
Yes.
And now you want to bring in the experience you had with your dad, who's not your boyfriend or who's not your partner, but he was simply playing the father role in your life. And now when you want to go around with a tick list, the likelihood is you might not even reach.
Here we are right now, right?
Exactly. And that creates a distraction in your relationships now, that you already have this picture of how you think or how you know you should be treated.
Yeah.
And we don't know if the other person has the potential to do so. And that might also lead to you questioning yourself that, am I enough?
Yeah.
You see, and now it leads to self-esteem issues now. You start looking at yourself in a different manner that now I'm going from this person to this person. Why now I'm or the way my dad used to treat me.
Yeah.
So you should actually look into the fact that each and every person is different. It's not every dad that would do that, even to their daughters. We find dads who rape their daughters, and you ask yourself, if this one can go out on a date with their dad, they have that good relationship. Exactly, you see.
I see. So, suicide or like got tempted how the first time I tempted
it was
the pill and
I
then
drink pills. Then I'm a teen mom, if I can put it at that. And then I couldn't come out to my mother. She's not the easiest person to approach actually. So I was scared. I was scared. I took a blade and then I attempted to cut like as deep as I could, but I couldn't. Yeah.
On your wrist.
It's still there. I mean, it's still there.
Is it?
It's still there.
Okay.
But did
you see the blood coming out?
Yeah, like it was. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I was scared. I couldn't talk to my mother about this thing. And she's most definitely gonna kill me. How about I take my life first? I was not seeking for attention. How about I kill myself before she gets to me? Because, like, when I was still a child, I know I'm still a child, but now she was like, I made you, I can break you. I brought you here, and I can send you back to your maker. Understand
that's what your mother will say.
Yo,
Ke motswadi akere. Can not you expect motswadi to discipline you?
I feel like it's when your mama ka haholo
Aowa.
or like I feel let's answer manzo mabeo.
Eh.
But anyway, ke ka mokho, like she used to express herself. So I was like, Hannah, I'm tired of this thing. I never tried hanging myself, but
Okay.
I've thought about it. And in terms of tattoos, yes, I do have one, of which I'm working on a cover up Yayona because I did it kisale skolong. But that cover up is much more painful than the
And why did you
original
do that
thing.
tattoo in the first place?
I liked it. I just liked the idea of having ink on my body. And again, it was not painful. When I first did my tattoo, it was not painful. It was soothing, if I can put it that
Soothing
way.
in what way?
Like, hi man, I keep like neng kamata no man.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
When they were doing it,
Like,
or
have a year,
so
like,
that pain
have a-
was
have a-
making
like
you.
it was just making me come down. The only problem that I have right now is ki cover up. The shading, bakalara, and
Katapel, what was the first one that you need to cover?
it was a butterfly.
So
Yeah.
we'll cover again this time. We'll cover again.
A lion and flowers.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get right now. But shader, they need to color the old one in order to bring about the new one. So now it's much more painful. So now I want the new tattoo.
But
Because
does
I know
but that pain still the same? Are you still soothing yourself ka pain at the tattoo or what?
honestly, I feel like it will just be me soothing myself.
Is it?
Yeah, because I can't.
Yeah. I think maybe now get 7 minutes past the let's call Kondisa remote ring.
Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna give you a call and then she will let us know what. No, so let me sweetie. So let me on your
Can I
experiences.
comment on
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You know, the language is very important. I like it when she says she's soothing the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Remember, the minute you don't have a language or the vocabulary for something,
Yeah.
you want to feel it somehow.
Yeah.
The pain that you're experiencing, that's why when we first had a conversation of air, we were like, the core. What is the core of this thing? Because that's also a symptom. Wanting tattoos, there's always a way that or more that you're going to want. Understand? And we're not saying it's wrong to want that. We are saying, how about we look for a permanent solution?
Yeah.
Because now, you mentioned a lot of things. One of the things that you mentioned was because you disconnected from the family or you separated from the loved one, who not separated in the sense of forever. The system that you used to have, it's no longer in existence.
Yeah.
You feel different. You feel like a piece of you was taken away. The one that makes sense was taken away. And then you identified with something else. Now, you did mention how you looked for your dad in relationships. And what you looked for are qualities that he made you
Hi,
feel.
Kondisa.
So imagine
Itumeleng.
now.
Everything a bit closer.
Sorry about that.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you, yourself.
Oh, sharp. You can talk again.
Yes, I can.
All right, we are live on Kosi FM. I told you I'm gonna call you at 80. Just take a minute and listen to the Faku. I'd say his last point, and I can bring you in. Okay.
Okay, like just give me like 10 minutes.
All right, no, it's fine. When I talk about senior, don't drop the phone, and then the Faku, and then when you come in, all right. Sharp. Yeah, that Faku.
So whenever someone feels something, example like someone who has to have an operation. If utlo operate regardless of whatever finger, it's a piece of you being taken away.
Yeah.
And once it's taken away, you can't replace it.
Before, yes.
But now, this finger, if it's taken for a good reason, we can always work around it.
All right.
But if it is Osakaboom, we can always work around it also in therapy, whereby we use humor to make you understand that this is acceptable.
Yeah.
You can be accepted.
Yeah.
When we experience divorce, two people move away from each other and continue with their lives.
Yeah. Yes.
But the production, these kids, they'll always identify mama o guy, papa o guy. Ka di holidays ke batla go mama mo kra maybe ana le motho bophelo ba tswella ka neng o batla go papa
le no krele motho, and then
it adds to that pain, because you once had a solid system.
All right.
Now the system is breaking away from each other.
Yeah.
So that pain, that's the one we need to work on. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Eric Erikson explains it. It's a theoretical approach as well.
Yeah.
Eric Erikson identified one of the stages. Analysis stage identity versus identity. I forgot the other one. So by identity, he means we now look for validation outside. We look for validation. If I'm good at maths, I need people to tell me that I'm good at maths.
And
I
know. But you just want to hear somebody saying you're good in maths.
I need to be validated.
Yeah.
If I'm beautiful, give it another contest. If I don't win, it can have an impact.
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah.
If I'm a candidate for a learner representative council, but I don't make it, it also has an impact.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm trying to say is, at that phase of identity, if we sleep, we find ourselves experiencing something the language can explain.
Yeah.
So what is left? Self-harm.
Yeah.
Self-harm is in many forms. Cutting is one of them.
Yeah.
Wanting to take your own life is one of them. But there's also reckless behavior.
Yeah.
Driver, speed is ridiculous.
Yes.
That's a reckless behavior.
Yes.
Because if
yeah.
But if you drive 180 we translate it to suicide. People would go, I know, I'm poop drunk.
Yeah.
And say, and come to Denver.
Come out. Or driving. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
These are at a different logical level. Hence, we speak of the language.
Okay.
Yes. So there are multiple ones. There are people who would go and binge on drugs. Cocaine, about 30 minutes later, to this one, and then they become numbed for that few seconds.
Yeah.
But it's the same across the board. So cutting, it's a symptom. Substance use is a symptom.
Yeah.
Alcohol, to most people, it's a symptom. Reckless behavior, it's a symptom.
Yes.
So these are all symptoms.
Yes.
And these are what we work with daily in therapy. As long as we get to the core.
Of what is the cause?
What is the cause?
Yeah, because I always tell people, listen, guys, you can do therapy all your life if you want, but if you don't get to what is the cause of this thing, stress is a feeling in your head. But if you don't have to get to the point of why am I having stress, you're not going to get out of stress, no matter what.
Yes.
Or it's another poverty with serious blind. I'm going to give you an example. I grew up, go put that one. You know, yeah, Bobo, it was a homeland. How old are you? So to ask, I cannot remember. 29. Okay, so you might have an idea of what apartheid was. Oh, I just a political show. It's a party. So yeah, but anyway, we grew up she knows she's from home as well. This one, so she knows now it's even worse.
Yeah.
So another hot in that environment, poverty is part of our life. You understand? We live. I mean, it's what we are. We are put there, and you are like that. So, you know, my mother gave us a metric, and I was excelling at school now, by the way. Exemption. Remember? Yeah, when I was in degree, no, maybe someone let's
Diploma.
Bachelor. Yeah. In Kataka 30% in bachelor, bachelor 30%. And now 50%. A beautiful pass mark. So Rafeta metric exemption. My principal called and asked me, "What exemption pillar so cause you can get later? There's no money, but I'm gonna go to Gauteng one day and get my life on track." Sharp. And I left and I came here a couple of years. I was hustling like in nobody's business. This room, I was sleeping in it. It was my bedroom. Hustling, being a waiter, going up and down. Kesare, no, now why was I born this family? You know, why this to me? And like one man, both four sisters, one. And the one Ogi Mosalamara, now as you speak, or another clinic right? And I would expect you to take him to school, correct? Help little brother to get up and everything, but that nothing was done in that way. Yes, more and more like school go Boston Café. I never want to rely on her or anybody else. You understand? I came in and I did hustle. So one day I went Hakibola High. My mother was still alive now. She said something to me because one thing which I thank God for was that our poverty mohai never affected you in your own development. You understand? Because I've seen kids in most of the high, kidi hobo, kidi nyope boy, habato lifilo. They're stuck, we to say. But when you're able to get out and do something about yourself, do you understand? So like I always insist on anyone who comes here to come and consult and say, listen, it's up to you. It's not up to me or up to a medicine to get you out of something, especially therapeutic thing. It's up to, and yes, I will help Nagaho for what I think it will treat the symptom. Headaches, pains, maybe chest pains, whatever. I'll do something to alleviate that. But the cause of that thing is inside your head. If you say no one will come and take it out from you. You understand? Like it's a lady who came all over. The daughter came to consult for something else. So she we came there and then I can have to take history. I did all the observations and everything. Then Mama, stress. Why? My husband just passed away at December, so I can't cope and I can't get over it. We had a therapy session instead of medical checkup. We sat down. Now we're speaking, and I come more again, Mommy, unless on weekends. I even gave her your card.
Yeah, I think she did.
I don't know if she called. Yes. For now, he knows what to do. Furthermore than what I can do now more. Yes. But one thing, go there with this mind, it's up to me to get myself out of this. Even though I'll talk to you to me, it's fine. We can do that. But to get myself out of this, look at why you still alive, left alive now. But now family, you are now the leader. The other leader is gone. It's up to you now. You understand? So don't you think maybe if we can be able to bring that when I am like we bring that into the therapist arena, maybe this will stop. Maybe this teenage issues like suicides. Like I said, our teenagers, because we are caught. She wants to get attention from Lena. I want to kill myself out of the blue. You understand? Don't you think maybe we should bring that as well into this sense and all? But why is it who smooth motor forever? I can't. I can do it for a while, yeah, but I will do it, but I'm like, hey man. Understand? So I don't know. Can we bring some shock therapy into this thing? Yeah, for the people must actually know, because I another idea of telling therapy for 5 years. That's not gonna work. That's a lie. You are lying to this person. When also tell medical opinion on nowadays. 5 years. You want to one. I work at them. Like
usually some patients, like they use their therapists as coping mechanisms. I don't know if I can if that's the proper term. Mara hafila have a panic attack.
Oh, for that. Have you ever seen American stories? Ne? Everybody go to a therapist. Do you know that? It's like a norm. If it's not a therapist to communicate, it's like how healing. I don't know. What is it? Like
everybody got issues.
No,
everybody
man.
got issues. You cannot tell me that there's one single person on earth who's existing. I'm not talking about babies.
Okay.
Like my little sister just came out to me. I have trauma.
Yeah,
I'm going through so much. I'm like, when
trauma
you're only 13.
Yeah.
What trauma are you going through right now? Matata how ke ing wena? Like you don't even have money related problems.
Yeah.
Mara, you feel like
trauma it's okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
So everybody got issues, man, and it's something elohoring. I think that's why they're also providing therapists go government facilities, because it's not everybody who can actually afford to have a therapist.
Yeah.
One understand that, but
Yeah.
motho mang le mang o na le issues. My dad called me. My dad called my little sister today, and I spoke to him.
Yeah.
It didn't end well. We winded up crying.
When like
Me
how
and my little sister.
crying because
Because of him.
why?
Well, he doesn't. Wait, see. Get
Come quickly.
So now
Kondiswa is
Okay.
still on. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
we're trying to talk to him. Ka taba ya hore, we don't mind that you have a family. We don't mind that you have life sorted out and everything else. And then the separation was nasty and whatever. But can we work around that? Because we need you as your girl children. We were getting somewhere. I'm like, you want me to step in and be the big sister that I am to my little sisters right now, right? Onyaka ke ba guide, like ke ba groom or whatever.
yeah.
I cannot do that. I'm sorry, but I cannot do that, because as much as I'm here, when are you gonna be here for them?
Okay.
Of which it's a good question. I feel like it's a good question.
Yeah.
I was not disrespecting him or anything.
I
like
will
that.
come to that. Don't worry. I give a Malebo. Tell more that point in Kibutse before it's not condition. Like, can't you have something like that?
I think we can. I remember when some people, most of the time when they spend too much time in therapy, some, like she said, they use it as a coping mechanism. They
Yeah.
found this space that feels like home.
Yeah.
It feels like someone can at least listen to me.
Yeah.
I initially I spoke of the rapport, building that trusting relationship. They get comfortable in that trusting relationship to have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I think we should also start developing relationships and trusting relationships that are out there, so that we find people that we can speak to
Yeah.
rather than only therapy. Because like you literally be at the therapist's door every day and
Yeah.
be surprised.
Anytime
Why
when
are
I
you
go,
here today?
you?
So remember,
I can't wake up.
exactly, you are part of a social context, so you
Yeah.
also need to create that social context for yourself as well, so that you are able to interact with other people. So
Exactly.
you need to identify and find those friendships or people you trust that you can speak to.
Yeah. But do you tell these people, hey, it's up to you? Like, just like that. Or, hey, mama, we, I can't, or like, I'm queen.
Yeah, and
Depression, wherever we can, samoyo, like.
remember sometimes they are put in a situation where they tend to lack accountability also. They don't know how they also contributed maybe to their problems.
Yes.
It's always pointing, this, Malebu did this, Malebu
Yeah.
did this. What about me? What did I
Yeah.
do to contribute to the situation?
I see. All right. Konnichiwa. Hello? Konnichiwa. She's still online, but she's still up. Hello, Konnichiwa. Hello? All right, no, it's fine. She's still on, but she'll come back to us and right. Then another fair side of the story. What is hello, Konnichiwa. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'll run maybe come phone back again. And then so because I remember I give back shock therapy when I on that me. I get that ko back in this team. I ko Pretoria West Hospital before I will practice one. I remember I was go HIV clinic, right? And go think we have to count medicine and all that. So I wanted not to do everything. Like I want to confine it to only one thing. So I could go everywhere. I could do phlebotomy, I could do pap smears, I could do whatever, counting medication and just talking and giving health talks as well every single day. And you see Mutafilwe. Konnichiwa. Are you okay? Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm still just on the road, but yeah, we can talk.
All right, sharp. Okay, I'll make my point later. All right. Bona, I'm in the studio now with clinical psychologist Mr Itumeleng Faku, le occupational therapist Malebone, and then le Kamogelo, and the one that we were with today. Yeah, so Bona, they've already given us their side of the story in a way. I want to hear from you, Horwena. What prompted the self-cutting and working? What does that do to you? Like, if she does a tattoo, it soothes her, right? I get yeah, musuda. So when what does it do to you? What happens whenever you do that? And what is the cause of that from the beginning?
Okay, so we'll start with the cause. Oh, hi guys. Sorry. Hi. Um, we'll start with the cause. The cause is like being angry, obviously. Like maybe because of certain situations that I go through that make me feel cornered, and then that's when we'll actually start thinking, okay, what can I do now to actually soothe the pain or ease the pain? So,
Yeah.
like, you'll just focus the pain elsewhere. Like, if I'm feeling pain in my heart and I can feel it physically,
Okay.
I numb it I numb it from my emotions for a minute. Yeah.
What kind of pain are we talking about?
Like your tattoo, like for me, like I told you the other time, I've got piercings, I've got tattoos. So every time I feel like I'm in pain and I can't handle the pain anymore and I don't want to talk about it, I'll just go get another tattoo or a piercing
Yeah, that's what
because I can't cut myself anymore.
Okay, that's what I want to know. How about a pain? What kind of pain makes you do that? Is it bad news? Is it rejection your boyfriend? What is it specifically? How the pain? Ubaka something like what that can make you go to that extreme?
It varies. From like first and foremost, it's in the house. Like if I feel uncomfortable because I still live at home with my parents, and we've had issues from a very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
So we really don't know how to. Okay, not that we don't know how to solve it, but every time someone wants to solve something, the other one is not in the mood, or vice versa. So obviously, one gets down to that frustrates me. Also, just being in the like in the house, I said, and I think the process of being mom now have also got to me like lately because I'm a mom and I didn't know how to handle that at some point, but slowly but surely I'm getting the hang of certain things on my side.
I see. So when did it start?
Yeah.
This whole thing. Itumeleng, ing, and
As a kid, I've always like felt very uncomfortable because of how the situation was in the house. Like in the house for me, there was a lot of like abuse. So that just turned me into maybe my situation is incorrect.
all right. So you mentioned something like cutting yourself. Where were you cutting yourself? How deep and how often were you doing that?
I'd only do it after like I've gotten to it within the house with like this and my dad and I not get along. Like we're not getting along at that point in time, and then I don't understand anything and I can't even voice out where I'm at. So I'll just take a razor and just cut. It wouldn't be too deep, but it's just to like I said, just to ease the pain. It was never about like trying to cut myself to die.
Okay, so you never attempted suicide when in a way.
I have one.
What did what did you do?
I drank pills.
You drank pills.
Yeah.
You people must come to me, eh? They must come here and I'll teach them how to do this thing properly. What is this of pills? I very get the pills here. And then what happened after that? Like you went to hospital, and what?
Oh no, just really, they just came back. You know when God says not now and you're not gonna even waste money or anything, like, I just started puking the whole night and then I went to the doctor the next morning. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Plus now I think for me I know how to handle my pain. Like even if I'm in pain from a scale of 1 to 7, I'd say it's a 3 until I can't handle it anymore.
Okay.
But as long as I can still take it, it's nothing.
All right. But now you are doing tattoos, correct? How many do you have already?
I've got 4.
4 tattoos. Are you gonna still make more?
Yes.
Why would you do more? If now you can cope with your pain, do you still have to now soothe yourself pain? Because I know you stop cutting yourself. So now you're doing tattoos. Are you still gonna doing more, and why is that?
Okay, the tattoo though is not really about the pain. Also, just the pain. It's also like just decoration. So things like this, like literally, just amuse me, fascinates me. I just like seeing the art. Also,
I see. All right, guys, do you have any questions?
Hello, sister Legai.
Hi, good day.
Keteng, Well, Itumeleng. I just want to check. Have you ever been, or have you ever seen or consulted a psychologist?
Yeah, I used to do it like as a kid because it was forced at school.
Okay.
But after high school, I've never really seen someone.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking that is you found a way to numb your pain, eh? And then
Mm.
if let's just create a scenario. Say you have maybe a daughter, and you see those behavioral patterns, moyen. How would you solve that?
I think I'd actually allow myself to see someone then and actually take her with me because that's when I realized that I'm actually affecting people around me. Not that I wouldn't want to see someone right now because I did see that right now I'm taking advantage of the fact that she's a bit too young. But I need to get to a point where I actually know how to deal with myself for her.
Yeah.
That answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's the reason I asked the question is sometimes we are not able to look at a situation for what it is until maybe we see it almost like a mirror concept kind of, where it happens to someone who we want to protect.
Yeah.
You understand? Then we start having solutions. The reason it's also to answer that the Khosifa Khore, one of the things he asked was, why don't we use shock therapy?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is shock. Sometimes it's almost like it's not as brief as we would want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are instances where you would see a patient maybe for, let's say, example, 6 sessions. Yeah? In those 6 sessions, you instill so much, you teach them so much that
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've had such feedback from patients where before alwana le and remove myself from a situation.
But doesn't that create the dependency as well as you just spoke about earlier?
Yes, but remember, at that point, Itumeleng, as it's almost like the voice
Okay. Yes.
Not Itumeleng
The person
as an influence,
all right,
but it works.
Okay. Like a reminder.
Yes, it's almost
what do
like,
Jesus do? Something like that.
Yes. We have those approaches like your Pythagoras theorem.
Yes.
Someone's idea. So it's almost the same attitude or concept to say, how did I solve this the last time?
Yeah.
I removed myself from the situation. How did I solve this last time? Maybe I become loud.
Yeah, no bad ideas.
Someone use your inside voice.
Yeah.
Now you are conscious of that to say, oh, sometimes I'm loud when I'm angry.
Yeah.
And then you start using your inside voice. So we do that, but not shock as in the here and now, but it's almost like a long-term kind of approach.
I see.
So because we don't want that thing patient comes for everything.
Yeah.
With therapy.
Obviously, yes.
Because sometimes Baba Itumeleng would say, I get the
Inamatad.
Yes.
I can survive you.
Yeah. So because every 3 months, and you see the pattern.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
Then you're like, okay, how can we solve this on a long run?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the patient would say, let's just give you a call. And sometimes I'm not in a good space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I had a patient who took pills. And the husband is just mukichini.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the office and say,
obvious,
and
yeah.
then I
go through the history and check on what is what,
Then I called and the husband helped, and I
Yeah.
A time, I think a month later, the patient came and said, you know what, after I called you, I noticed my kids crying.
Okay.
And
so
that's when it stopped.
That stopped me. Exactly,
Yeah. But at that time, Itumeleng was there.
Yes.
So being there saved or created another narrative to say, oh, I have these people to live for.
Yeah.
So that's the other approach to say on a long run we teach.
Yeah.
We don't just contain in the here and now.
Okay.
But we also teaching for the future as
All
well.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wandama Lebo, any questions for our guest? Do you have?
No, I don't think I have any question. Mr. Itumeleng
Cover less because
Yes.
I was
literally nodding. Yes, yes.
Yeah. When any questions for her? All right. So,
Konisa.
Konisa, if we will say stop that numbing, no matter what form it comes with, right? Tattoos, whatever. Can you are you willing to do that? Maybe we show you the reasons why we are asking you to do that. Can you are you willing to give it a try?
If I can see the reasons being valid, definitely I'm willing to try that.
Yeah. All right. Because that's why I told you I want you to meet up with Mr. Faku. Maybe then he can be able to do more than how far I can get. And then you take, because I don't think things like this are normal. Eh? To have something that makes you cope in a way instead of one yourself. I hate inducing vomit. I hate inducing sleep. I hate inducing diarrhea. Hey, nara palasa, hey, rapeta. Hey, man, I saw this advert on Facebook, my bra. It was like, hey, man, sister, hey, is a trend nowadays called TikTok. Yeah, colon cleansing. Go pay it to me. Go pay it. My bra.
Sunlight.
Motor 450 therapy.
Sunlight.
I'm telling you. Mama Diram, as a colon, local. But with a colon cleansing. Then they give you the benefits of colon cleansing. Hey.
Ka sunlight.
Me brakis ba beira. Akitsi ba pita na kai.
But doesn't it help?
Eh?
Doesn't it help?
Ay man.
No. I think the irony here is back in the days it was done easily.
So now why do you have to pay for it?
Exactly.
Start and just do
Remember,
you.
born. You wanna do colon cleansing. Tla monna go for labalexi or go for barking in Dalcolex.
Yes.
Tla go for yon. Or for example, la ube mo tla piara hure. That's colon cleansing. And it's not even a therapy into you. It's not even medicinal. I got to go maybe don't do but when you a vomit is wrong. When you diarrhea is wrong. Because of it's a baba ngut beira. Bad heart, right? I thought that green hydrochloric acid. I think it's like mafikin. It's hydrochloric acid. It's supposed to be inside your stomach to help you dissolve stuff and help line your stomach or say because stomach is literally like this. High, it's a high digest. So that thing helps to digest. Your stomach mustn't eat itself up. When now it hurts or it's mental. Some people do it every now and then, but I was a palaza. Me said, hey, you can alone yoke. No. So the I was saying, I hate to induce those natural things. You understand? So the last thing I would like to put a person is to put a person under kamko. No, I'm about to kill myself. You understand? I'm like, therapy is supposed to be for the first sessions, like however you prescribe, it's fine. You prescribe it and then it must end where it ends. Where the person can be self-sustaining herself or himself.
Exactly. And then what happens if the patient themselves cannot use the skills that they had attained in those therapy sessions? So what are you saying? Are you actually saying that the patient must just harm themselves because they cannot use them? They cannot use those skills that they attained.
Hence the first skill in therapist. The first skill is it's you. Self-reliance on yourself. Before you can born, right? But circumcision it's up to my discretion. I'll use all the normal channels how to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when it comes to outside the box, that's how people pass. If you can follow a book forever, follow a book and you'll never do anything on your own. Believe you me. You'll always want to refer. But if you go and get a skill, get education, right? But it's up to you how to implement that education on yourself. Mm-hmm. How you'll be more comfortable. Okay, now this thing I'm gonna do it like this. I'll follow the standard. Let's say, for example, circumcision, easiest surgery you can ever do, right? People are smoking, Itumeleng. whenever you do, and you honestly, I guess not for skin, these veins there,
Yes.
they're very, 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 very soft, right? They will punch and they will bleed. The first person I had come, he was like, when pulse better, it was like that. And then okay, and then Jose, come down, do this thing. Maybe call somebody to come and help you guys. And I dealt with it myself. The moment they get, let me get this done and under control. You do that. That book doesn't teach you that. You understand?
Like we said, I think at the start, the intensity differs.
Yeah.
Example, if someone is sexually assaulted,
Yes,
as an event, a traumatic event,
yes,
that person would have to cross bridges for a
yeah,
because it's almost like onyenyefaditswe, botho ba
yes,
gagwe,
yes,
bosadi ba gagwe bonyenyefaditswe,
yes,
wa bona?
yeah,
Once we deal with such issues, we know that there's so many things that would make the person go back into that emotions.
Yeah.
Example, ba bang wa kgona gore after that traumatic event ba sa tseme therapy, and then aba nna le ngwana.
yes,
Ne?
yes.
And then ngwanyana aba tshimola a nna overprotective.
Yeah,
Yes, and that it pushes the normal existence. I change.
yeah,
We have patients who once said to me, you know what, I've experienced 1, 2, 3 sexually assault, and it happened for this long. And now, when my kids are at this stage, they don't visit anyone.
yeah.
Ga gona go ba checkela nteng.
Because it's about they might
Ke tshaba
fall
gore-
do the same thing. Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
And then mo go sa checking anyone, mabota ko gaka.
yeah.
Lebota, no one can pick.
Yo, yeah. If anything happens, yeah,
And what makes it worse is they've seen the person o tlila mo dira dilo tseo. O mmone ko one of the complex.
it's sad.
I get it, but say ko location leading.
Yes, yes.
She moved to another location.
Yeah.
O mmone ko complex. Now she's fearful. Le hore bana ba ga ba ye dikolong.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the extent of trauma and paralysis that she experiences.
yes,
Wa tlhaloganya?
yeah.
So now we are working with this person in therapy.
Mm.
We're not gonna say break the wall. Allow your kids to do 1, 2, 3. Because the minute we open those channels,
Yeah,
it's going to now make the bana already they are traumatized
Yes.
by the social living.
yeah,
They were phelang ka teng.
yeah,
Now they're going to ask themselves, how do I even go to school? I'm not used to it.
yeah,
Exposure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I'm used to mama undropa ko school, mama on that.
On
I've
Latin.
never walked
yeah,
to school.
yeah.
What-
So I can't do it on my
I
own.
can't do it on my own.
Okay.
Even the job choice
Yeah.
or employment choice, she made sure gore ga e bereke mmereko wa 8 to 4. She made sure gore a re 2 o'clock wa chase. Even if it means they have to reduce salary.
Yeah, it's fine.
Or not the extent
Yeah.
of that trauma.
Ke a tlhaloganya, yes.
So now we're working with the individual. After we work with her, now we have to do a family intervention.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
No, we are doing the family intervention. If we use the platform, medical aids and whatnot, the medical aid has maybe it's the sessions.
Yes.
It has estimated numbers of sessions.
Yeah.
And then more fielding. After maybe a medical aid as you as a therapist, you now decide. Okay, I'll continue with this individual because it's in the best interest. I've already opened the can.
Yeah.
We can't close the can.
Yeah. Yes.
So rather, let's work with them until we see progress. Yeah?
So it's going to be in cash, let's say. Now, let's say make it with it.
Some it goes to cash. Some even say let's go pro bono.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask
Because
about that
we've
as well.
already opened the can. Like
Yes,
we
yes.
can't just check you out.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So we deal with it until we are now comfortable with saying this individual can identify with what's normal.
I see. All right.
The kids have already, the system has created a way of living. Now we have to change it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mom dealing with the incident. And what made her relive that trauma was seeing that individual. Maybe it's as if it's yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
And we know a lot of stories that we know. Unfortunately, back in the days, a lot of rape incidents were not reported.
Yeah.
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 So
it was an embarrassment, remember, for the family.
For the
whatnot.
family.
Yeah.
The family protected the family.
Yes.
They didn't protect the individuals in the family.
Yes.
Like
So, hey,
because some of them are privileged, they would take advantage of that.
Yes.
But not just sometimes it's even so there's been a lot of incidents, but now it's reported.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yes.
And the way it's reported now, it threatens the existence of the system.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've had cases where one of patient that my grandmother said something before she passed on.
Yeah.
She said sorry, but I don't understand why.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you later on, when you investigate, the grandmother is saying sorry because she was there, she knew.
But they said to keep the secret, again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you find her, she's the one who protected her son.
Yeah, obviously. Yes.
Yeah. So those are traumas that you can't really deal with just a couple of sessions. One gets help. This individual doesn't know you. You build trust over maybe 4 or 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Without connecting.
Until I'm not comfortable and saying, Faku, can I say what's okay? Why, bon?
Asking the questions the Arabile before. And then you even hear the posture and everything.
Yes.
And you see them now.
Yeah.
In their vulnerable space.
Yeah.
Because now you have to go through that shield that they build. And then you get to the vulnerable space. You also have things that can push it back in the box.
Yeah.
So patients are that vulnerable.
All right.
The minute they see something threatening their existence, they run away.
Okay.
So it's a back and forth movement of therapy.
Yeah.
I've never been in therapy for 5 years.
Yeah.
An individual.
Yeah.
But I've had cases that overlapped.
Okay.
Into maybe 3 years. And 3 years, I think maybe the first engagement, we saw each other maybe once or twice a week. Just to make sure that we build a rapport is sufficient. Yeah. And then over time, once a month, twice a month.
Yeah.
I've had patients who decided, now I want to become a psychologist. And I said, no, because we would do career advice.
As well, yes.
I don't think you'll cope.
You'll cope for this one, yeah.
The reasons are this and this and this and this.
Okay.
We've had patients who we said, no, move into this one. Because your masculinity speaks more volume than your feminine side.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Or open, like we've had cases where we empower, at the same time we show the process and work on the process. At the same time, we make sure to give something that we don't have. Yeah. Because you open a can, it's so Itumeleng can only deal with this aspect. In the meantime, someone has to have a different angle.
I understand. Yeah.
And that's where sometimes I would see a patient, a psychiatrist will see a patient. Yeah. Patient that's their medication, need to try to
deal with that, yes.
To deal with certain things. And then Osma Lebu would come in to make a balance. Yeah. And then there'll be others. Social worker comes in to also give a different perspective. So we've always worked as an MDT. Yeah. It's just that where it's safer, it's in the hospital.
All right.
Because we are all there.
All right.
Outside hospital, practicing Denville.
Yeah.
Dr. Sokonyano
Westview, yes.
Everyone who patholates.
Yeah.
But I think it's all in the best interest of the patient.
All right. We are still live on Facebook. Facebook, and we're still live on www.sohwanholdings.co.za and on Radio Garden app. You go there, it says Kosi FM, you'll find us, right? Today's, 10 to 9. I still have time. All right, we'll be here until 9:30. We are in conversation with Mr. Itumeleng Faku, clinical psychologist. Malebo, occupational therapist, and then Lekamkhelo in studio. And on the line, we have Kondiswa. And then, Kondiswa, do you have any questions to the two professionals in the studio. And do you think what you have is psychological and needs therapy?
I do.
Yeah?
I completely do. I think it's psychological and it needs therapy.
You think it needs therapy? All right. So are you willing for like to go through that and then maybe stop the tattoos and the piercings and whatnot?
Maybe not stop my tattoos and piercings, but
Yeah.
deal with, me. Because besides like the tattoos and whatnot,
Yes.
I do go through like moments when I have anxiety and I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
And I'm crying for no reason or just feeling pain because of one small situation that just is linked to something that had happened. So, yeah.
All right. No, and don't worry. I will give you Mr Itumeleng when we meet up tomorrow. I'll give you her card and his card, and then you guys can talk and then you take it from there.
Okay, not a problem. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, my girl. Have a nice one again.
Thank you.
Sharp, sharp.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much.
Bye, dear. Bye. All right.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Kondiswa. So, yeah.
Something.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the symbolic meaning? Yeah, the lion that you want as a tattoo.
I'm a July baby.
And?
I'm a Leo. So Leos are known to be fierce. And
Meaning. Yeah, the lion that you want as a tattoo.
I'm a July baby. So yeah. Okay, that's why I want a lion. And then again, I feel like lions are fierce because they're able to protect themselves in situations whereby nobody can protect them. Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Of course I am.
Are you? Are you a Christian?
And my body is the temple of the Lord.
Let's give you this. I'm just asking a simple question. Are you a Christian?
I am. And my body is the temple of the Lord that has decorations. I mean.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So now you're facing, we're going to add some few words on that.
It has decorations.
Do you know, think about tattoos, guys? I don't like those things, you know? Personally, I don't like them. And I'll tell you what, there's a tattoo. Tattoo for I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. No. I was not even saying that.
I'm sure like you've all heard that, right? Yeah, pila.
But it's got a spiritual connotation with tattoo. It's got a meaning. When tattoos started like this, ne? In the East, the triads, that's the gangster Yako chain, right? The biggest mafia Yako chain. That's the triads. Kana Yakuza, Yako Japan, right? They see each other get tattoos. Who's this, who's that? Piercings as well have meaning. You don't just pierce Monko because of what? Teardrop tattoo, I've killed someone. Literally. You understand? Gangsters in jail, but I'll teardrop tattoo. So they will know, okay, this one's a kill. What's up? You understand? Dragon tattoo in the tribes and in the Yakuza gangs, they have a meaning. Dragon. A whole dragon, the whole back, dragon, a fierce. That means a fierce killer in those standards. The nose piercings, Muhammad, before Bana Islam, right? His Arabs, when they go to war, when they come back and they've body count, like other the all people that they've killed, or the toes or the fingers, they will count for each soldier. How many people have he killed by whatever he brings back? And they'll give him a nose ring. Do you understand? A nose piercing. Or it's a killer in that way. So those things, they've got meaning.
I understand. But then one thing that you also need to understand, they have meaning there.
They've got meaning everywhere.
They have meaning there. What applies for them doesn't mean to apply moms. And this is Pretoria. This is in Zanzibar. This is not Arab. And this is not Japan or
anything has originally thing, and why was it there?
Origin
Origin and then when out with a tattoo yeah, Mickey Mouse, and you think there's nothing behind.
Hey, Fitlamo, ya chencha.
Yeah, right.
Like Pretoria, Hatting has
Yeah.
its own lifestyle, guys.
Okay.
Like, and then our pillow to Nalabatu, our pillow to Nalabatu, Limpopo, our pillow.
Okay.
Like, one understand the Horkerabe.
Do you know?
It's something completely different.
Okay.
Hence why Nako was like, nah, my body is the temple of the Lord that has decorations.
Yes.
One understand.
Yes.
I'm not doing it because hey, nah, or I want to look like. No, it's just a matter of.
Do you know go tronco when they make you a female in male prison, they put a tattoo of a woman on your arm or your back. And wherever you go, about out and what's an old today, and it started can't still.
But that works for them.
But it's
And
here
they're
now.
inside.
No, we'll have a show about that soon. And we'll talk about that. And does it into shame? We do them. God, that concept of being innocent. Rose. For example, yeah, these Chinese symbols. I will never put the word ring. One. Then you go and put the word on your wrist or somewhere else.
Have you seen them being
Chinese.
translated more TikTok
Exactly.
or more YouTube?
No, it's God bless you. Because China it's one character saying a whole sentence.
Yo?
And then by BMO or by BMO nganyana tsamansari. Ma China I wanna mutse ba status.
Because it means something completely different.
You understand? So we do things innocently because we don't know or you're not that way. But you need to first go back and look at the original of something. Then you can be able to know, okay, this name or is simulating. That's why Bible learning, this thing's not supposed to be done. Why? But anyway, that's a discussion of religion that I want one day. That's really.
Who's Malebona tattoo?
Yes.
Kai. Malebu. Luena. Ow, mona can take a better way. Thank you,
But I think she came to my advocacy this one.
Kahore.
We do have reasons why we do them.
Why did you do yours?
Why did I do mine?
Yeah.
Mine is written be still.
Be
I
still.
think if I were to continue and know that I'm God, it's a Bible verse that I just liked. And it doesn't even have like anything attached to it.
Yes.
I just looked at it and I was like, oh, this is nice. Can look nice on my wrist. And
So
that
let me
was
just do it.
But sometimes I do wake up and feel like, maybe I should just, go
Remo-
and remove. So I'm still
feel like guilty when you are
Not even
taking the
feeling
pain.
guilty
You are
'cause
feeling good
it
about
was
it.
not even painful. Like it was less than 5 minutes because it's very small.
Yeah.
So it was not painful. It was not even meant to numb any pain.
Yeah? Are you
Yes.
sure?
I'm sure.
She needs to actually talk to this one.
And like
She needs a session, this person. Yeah.
Condisa said something this morning. She did say that liking and not liking tattoos is a personal preference.
It's not a problem.
It's a
Bon.
personal preference.
Everything from smoking to doing drugs is a personal preference. Ma, that's how we can step in and say you are killing yourself. It doesn't mean just because it's a personal preference and no one can say it's wrong or right. No. Smoking and drinking and doing whatever, it's a personal choice. Yes. I choose to drive a high speed, the law will say 120, not 170. You understand? So we can justify it like that because we are always trying to be defensive for whatever we like as human beings. It's natural. You understand?
Yes.
Those who can say no and those who say no, I want to go and do this, but I will go again. It's balanced.
You are using that against me right now. You are playing the adult card right now. It's okay.
Did I like you? That's why.
It's fine.
I want to help you out.
No,
Do I take it?
I don't need help.
You know, I want to help you
Dad,
out.
I
You
don't
to get
need-
over
I
right.
don't need help. I'm okay.
I think one thing.
Yeah.
Another thing. 2000 but lo change generation.
Yeah.
I think what I like about their approach to life
Yes.
the boundaries that were set, they want answers or they'll cross.
Yeah.
Before you even answer, they'll cross.
Those boundaries make us become what we are today. And we're here now because of those boundaries. We never even question them.
But we don't want to be you guys.
What must be Tanzania, I'd say what is best from what happened before. You don't just destroy everything. On the inside the government arena. Sharp that homeland of ours. Everything. Baba senya what was before, banana bachantsu dimpsha. Then bapala mohare because they could not afford the whole country at once, equally. Do you understand what I mean? So you don't do that. How level yes, ask questions, but just don't discard the whole thing. I'm this adult to you because I took that advice and I stayed till today and I had you. So I can be like me, but I'm saying the good things that has made me to become what I am today. Take that.
That is
Run with
why
it.
that is why Rena is the teens. We are being selective.
Are you a teen now? Hey.
Askira, that's a term that you said I must use.
Yeah.
That's a term that you said I must use. Re ba selective or re tsiya eng na re tsi eng from our parents. And then believe you me, each and every parent has their own parenting skills. One understand the whole karabang. And not me being a teen mom. I don't think I'm gonna parent my kids however my mom parented me.
Why not?
Man.
And if you can come to that one, who do you blame for having a child olomunyan?
That's on me. And then just because my daddy left me, I had daddy issues, then I went ahead having kids and stuff like that. No, that's on me.
Yeah. Did your mother try to instill that discipline more before what she went through in a pill, let's say? Don't do this, you're gonna end up like me. For example, maybe let's say 17 or 16.
She was 18 when she had me.
At least you was an adult in the terms of the law, but still a child nonetheless. So did she advise you or everything? I heard you when I was 18. And when I look at you now, what you're doing, exactly what I was doing as well. So we
talked about it, but then it was way too late
for
us to be.
You're already pregnant.
Such issues. It was too late. I was already on the highway and driving very high speed.
When man?
So it's wrong. No, it's wrong. No, it's wrong. You're not wrong, Tava. It's wrong, ne?
Yeah.
Like it was. I time up.
Yes.
Like it was not timed correctly.
Yeah, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So then I pretended that
but I can't hold. But I think you feel already. So I get it.
So who's at fault?
That's me. Like I chose to not be the child. I chose Urnam doing me. And
the reason I think it goes back to what Smalewu said earlier, or accountability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just in the sense you fell pregnant. That's not the core. The core is at that time when you had the child, mommy had to step in, whether
exactly, yes.
What
Yeah.
you're trying to say.
Yeah.
We are saying you can say I'm going to provide this, and we list them all, but mommy still has to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you one of the things I mentioned was most of us we know our parents as boos and our grandparents as
mama. Yes.
That's how we were raised. And back in the days, in terms of the communication, it was a bit closed. Well, now it's a bit open. And now the responsibility is on the individual who's choosing to not global selective when it comes to the information that I'm taking. Well, now we're struggling too much with impulsivity. It's not choice, it's impulsive.
Yeah.
It's emotional choice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like you're saying, when she said 1, 2, 3,
she was already on high speed.
yes, no, so it's
but Askira at the end of the day, it's how we choose to approach the situation. We talked about it, but then there were no solutions put on the table. I had this talk with my little sister.
The solution was stop.
You cannot just say stop. Ikas like kichima. The time being.
See?
Whoa. we are there. So now what I'm saying, I had this talk with my little sister.
Yes.
You remember I came here with her?
Yeah.
We had this talk like, guys, so dude, like if you are, no, I'm not, because then I know her. I was like, no, I'm not, but I was already on it. One understand?
Yeah.
Let me just become a devil's advocate there.
Yeah.
Doc, when was it in terms of the law, when was it okay or legal for a teen to come and request
on contraceptives? Yeah, not before the termination. It under Mandela.
Yes.
It was open kind of Mandela. Yeah, termination ya 12 years it big.
Yes.
But they can do it without the parents' consent.
Yes.
So ya go job when it Mandela. It was a taboo. You will
Exactly.
never.
So what I'm trying to say is, in terms of the law, things were there.
Yeah.
In terms of the general knowledge, a lot of them were not there. And believe you me, my mom, if ukatla kutlung bosigo,
yeah,
you're going to account for what even 6 months from now.
Yeah.
But on a Friday, because she knew her, hey, on a Friday, at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she wanted to protect you. So if you didn't want this way, she would say, okay, it's fine. I get
yeah, umusadi wouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
she opted this one. Yeah. Let me take you back to granny. Go ring
Yeah.
That's fine. But there are other things that you won't benefit.
Guys, are your grandmothers really like that?
No.
I really wish my grandmother was like so chilled. Like, come hello, you can go drink alcohol. with
No.
your friends, it's okay.
It was more of some of us sometimes. It was more of some of them were strict.
Like mine.
Exactly.
Yo.
So that is why no experience. Now was risking anyway. But my father was here. And we grew up like that. And I never had this father thing, the babak. Yes, has now maybe middle school. That's when he will come in, and I remember he will come and always post ready movies one and total like I film. And I will sleep like same thing as when nowadays story book, and he will tell me ready movie. You know, I saw this movie. I saw a movie. I think it's a total story, and I will fall asleep. And that time I didn't see it. I see it now. Oh, it's like a demon the storybook themes, which I can do to my child at the moment. But that was it. And so Nakongumba Boko Corner, they were more stricter than Batsadi Arena. So I told Mama, I don't know how to say
it was the same. I think the other thing was there are other benefits that Adi Yokohoko.
Yeah.
We understand. Shop
Isn't Haman's girl? Haman's girl is my
Dude,
I'm
I'm crying right now because of my grandmother, the type of person my grandmother is.
Yeah.
But there are, I always say to people, there are reasons why they are that protective. Strict is also protective.
Yeah.
And most of us, we survived because of it. And there are some who didn't listen, and the consequences were different.
Now, the question that I want to ask, why batswadi ba khona amohela hore re ma 2000? What about our grandparents? Why bona ba palla go amohela hore rena re ma 2000 and then re nka tshwane le bana ba bona, will never be like them, and
that man o goritse mama gago e fela mo go na 2009 again o ngwana se se fela go ya child
why ba sa tlhaloganye hore re ma 2000? Guys, like pela it's mama ka sela re ha witse ma 2000 ya tla ya tlisa ira ya di satan fela.
Exactly.
But one thing e re tshwantse re check.
Yes.
How old is mommy also?
Why bona ntsia?
My mother's 40.
Oh, did okay? 40?
40 for turning 41.
Oh, she's still 41. Okay.
So I want to mama umo age group nyefinyaka.
Yeah, ha gone. Oh, na ke le fetela ka mpila pila. Yeah, man. Yeah, re khotle tlotla bodimo. Eh wena. Yeah.
Batsadi ba rona, ne? The way they would even speak of their experience of apartheid, it makes them want to see you excelling in a lot of things, because they've tasted something that was bitter.
Yeah. And that was there by law.
By law.
It was not a choice.
Being born prior 94,
Yeah. Almost not
Nothing came
choice.
easy.
Yeah. Kwale wa itse gore o tse go mama ka Itumeleng sa tsene ganong gape. My mother went unto grade 2 by law. Black women will go to grade 2. Just you know to write your name. That's how you go Mrs. Kwa lo khono bua kona ana.
And they give you the name.
Exactly.
How
Ba go fa
fita
leina
o
o
bereka
tsena
ko
go pele.
Makgoweng, they give you the name.
Yeah, how got law or can na khositsile se
She
go.
can't, she can't, I can't pronounce
Kwena
it.
piti. Kwena piti
They
fela
give
mo.
you the
Ke nna
name.
ka mohelo. What? Ka
So-
who I you are Maria done.
Yes, and that's why Hantu Wanang, a lot of black people are so disgusted
By white
what
people.
what apartheid stand for. Wahlala.
Mm.
Ke tla go direla motlhala. When you look back, ne? Back in the days, go na le bo Phutatswana, go na le bo Transvaal.
Guys, MMP can't put that on a country.
It was a country, yes.
Yes,
It was a
Okay.
homeland inside
It was
South
a
Africa. It was like Lesotho or Swaziland. What?
All right.
Yeah,
And then
independent
Nelu
like
Mogai,
that.
Nelu Mogai.
Mafikeng. Ona Rustenburg.
Social movie.
No, it's just okay. Ona Beitekanstrat. Mojan Stadium.
Yeah, the can't go
Yeah,
to
that was the border. Yeah, put that on a more panele kwa.
Yes.
So given in South Africa, that was the border ya renali South Africa at that time. So gender was not there yet. So that state says a Beitekantisel. In a border ya put us on the Shangufi.
Okay.
The only access come was that bridge ele Mohafili Mopani station. It's a bridge in Yanamol. That's what only access is something like that, yes.
And then you have your homeland like your Transvaal. Your
No, Transvaal in the Gauteng, Transkei, Sky, with us on a Lavender. So there were 4 of them. Mongheim. They were independent that time. Will you give you history one day, don't worry.
I'm shocked.
We'll teach you.
I think they need to understand the history of South Africa
Yeah.
written by black people.
By Rona, yes. Not by you
Most of it
Kangubuking.
is written by
Baba Chongwa.
o ka makala o bona motho a santsana tshwere buka ga Steve Biko and reading it.
No, I'm sorry.
Passionate
guys.
is
I loved history and I still do love history, but I was never really interested in the history of South Africa. I'm sorry. Like nothing really interesting happened. Yes, Jan van Riebeck, yes, he was carried. One understand the name and stuff. Like Kyalabona, bo Bantu Steve Biko,
Yeah.
Kyalabona, then abo PAC or pen. That's not my core interest. I'm sorry. And I think my grandmother never had that talk with me. You know how grandparents have that happy waiting
Yeah.
talks with their grandchildren and their kids. Now my grandmother like I've never talked about that.
And your father never.
Papa ka oring ka apartheid. Does he even know apartheid?
How old is he, by the way?
My dad is 45.
Tagagada man. Island. Man, no, I know about politics.
I've
And I
never
say
heard
it's back.
anything about it. I don't think.
And I think we were born so they know it more. Can't tell you we were so shielded.
Like
You'll see more TV and
Come
whatnot.
like or again, it's a sensitive topic to talk about good parenting or in.
I don't
I-
think
I-
it is.
I-
I think the platform
Yeah.
is not created.
Yeah.
Remember, one thing we need to remember, South Africa. South Africa we are a class system. Yeah, the haves and the have not.
Yeah.
The working class, the rich,
And the
and
poor.
the poor.
Yeah.
The poor can ask the questions. We'll be very quick to judge them. The middle class will ask the questions, but it's going to be something that relates to them. The rich don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Like you are Praetorian, right? Where would you like to study if given the platform?
God, I never thought about that.
No, just hypothetical, NJ. Where would you want to go study? Let's say. Let's say more. UCT. What?
I'm not sure. I think the University of KZN.
Okay.
Okay. And
You see?
do you think when you get there, you're still a Praetorian?
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
you
I
would
don't
be
think
surprised.
I don't think I would be one of those people who are like when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
No.
But this is good.
Let's take it to Osmalebu.
Yeah.
Osmalebu. Otsakukai, and where did you study, and how was the environment for you?
Okay, I'm from Limpopo, Matox, Botlokwa.
Yeah.
And then primary school, secondary school, I was there.
Tengo Matox.
Is Honagwa Matox.
Okay.
In the villages. And
Emma
then-
Pil. Matox ka wazaka N1 askir multi nimul.
Yeah, how to N1 just before you get
lose
to
3 shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yes, ke bona. Yeah.
Yes. So
Emma, matox on a before Polokwane giving can.
if you're coming from this side of
How
Pretoria,
to
you
Pretoria
pass,
of
you
the
pass
matox?
Polokwane and then you go through Matox.
Oh, because also na like a tina. Ba tina mo temol ke ba bitsang polekeng. Ba na thought all of into in matox all along.
Okay.
How to N1? There is where you'll see mele some R11, ne?
Yeah.
Modimo le fitile already. Wa Polokwane this time. Such near Polokwane that place. It's not feta. Ba ke mangana wa hollering. Wa feta mo hollering asker. And then you go and then there is this bridge, just a village come and then this where they do bricks. Now I've always thought Matox is there.
No, that's way far.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, lose 3 shot and then
Yeah.
you would pass it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yes. So I was raised there. Okay, I was born in Soweto. My mom, yeah, and then I was born that side, but never did Matox.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, so my dad is from Matox. So, but I was literally bred and raised there until Kitlapitori.
Okay.
Where I studied go Metonta SMU.
Yeah.
But it was a change of environment. Things were this side, everything is quick.
Yeah.
And then you're even free to talk about things. But it
Okay,
was exactly.
Hey.
And
Yeah.
then this person is literally your dad's age
Eh,
and it's Bramang.
Or yeah.
When you address someone, you're like, Wena, Lena.
Lena, can't respect it.
Yeah, you can't
yes.
just say Wena.
Wena.
It's a disrespect.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So the change of scenery, what I'm trying to bring to you is the change of scenery gives you a bit of a perspective of that culture. When you are here, more Pretoria, it's easy for you to blend Pretorians.
Yeah.
And Wogara maybe Brakos.
Never. Yeah.
Believe you me, if you have moved, you're going to be able to preserve it. I believe that if you were to go to KZN now,
Pure, because you have to blend in. Balabana to Kanyastwana, this is hospital.
I'm sorry, and I think you're not thinking I'm working in thing in
No, but we understand.
Because mouth when togazi when mama dumela okay.
Okay, but I will worry.
How?
Irala go New York. Asa kolo. Wait, let me translate him on your team.
Then
you'll see.
I was working in Bosman, and Bosman is like dominated by Zulu.
Bosman still in Gauteng, still in
I understand, mara
Still in Pretoria.
we mama, we in a lot of munka chersari days and sort of maloma was like a winner. A winner. When toga singiti, being sat singiti, kirao, is in gun.
Tlogela ngwana ma ke rena o ira sa go ga bone.
Nah.
Ba tlo go chama ya lo kan tlhele
Ati mara wa ungakhulumi ngoba uyangizwa ungakhulumi kera akikhulumi kuyabulela. And you will never force me to speak your language. Mind you, I have a Zulu child and I don't want to speak in Zulu.
When?
Oh, no.
Does she speak in Zulu now?
Oh.
Okay, uba speak to Len.
Lala stwana ngwana kachiku.
Ne?
Until kwabo bamutia bamisa kanhleli.
Yes.
There's nothing I can do.
Ne?
Yeah.
But I think we've covered a lot, hey? I think you've covered enough for today. And then, but I still stand on this point. Yeah, shock therapy. Hey, not that I hate whiners, man. Like it's, is it me or is it like the point I was making earlier? And like I said, somebody will be given a bottle, right? Yeah, visa for 30 days. Do you think I'm I do one. It's January. Remofatsone, otono that day. That means Osala 27. As na then they come for follow up kadi 20. Right? You expect how many pills to be left? 7 plus minus. Again, for 7 days. The person comes, other person comes, otlaka di pills 15. Kamara bottle. How do you balance 15? 20. And they got them kadi 1. Meaning he didn't drink them for almost a week in between. How do you approach such a person? Hence the shock came. Bon, now no dipilisi mamzo. Manese kwa hashauti. Aruta and aruta because they adhered to medication, high blood and everything chronic. Because by the because no please necessarily shout. It's not about shouting. It's about sometimes shocking someone to reality. Hey, sisters, you might have some anger and everything else. How do you believe in this thing? Mara who's gonna go in this world?
I
Not
understand,
me.
but it seems as if like when you guys tend to implement it, it seems as if as doctors you're being nonchalant about everything.
How?
Like
I'm trying to save your life. Literal test can save your life. When?
That's exactly what you're putting it as.
No.
As the doctor, it's like now you're gonna die.
That should shock you into saying you're not doing me a favor, Vale. It's the truth. How don't really favor how? This is your medication, by the way.
Not every one of us can take pills. I'm always sick, you know very well that I'm always sick. Or get antibiotic. Finish the course. How was the day one?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
later in the evening sharp. Fru kin na leona monthare ke robale. Decide not to eat. Why take a like it. From there onwards, erbushiu. I'm like ngasenitse
Yeah.
Anyway, the kitchen in
Yeah. So how will Rabel massage now be massaging you? Baby, no what the pill is fall. Never. Go on,
and it means in that instance you're not even thinking about yourself.
Exactly.
If you're not compliant.
That is why the harshness will come. Not all the time, but that time because the motom do people.
Okay, can no doctor like abana injection or something.
There is one, but there's one that you have to take for 7 days. It depends on the infection you have.
And nakai chaba injection ne, mara I'll take that over pills.
You take that and then but you still have another one. So when
that's fine. That's completely okay.
no, now you take the other pills as well because I cannot unless on top of 7 days every day got one until which can't even be done because dosage is once. Then the rest is 7 days, 1 or 2 times a day. Depends on who feel way.
Want to complete the course.
But you need to learn the same reason that brought you to the clinic to seek help.
Yes. Yes.
And they instruct you on
how to do that.
So the same reason that pushed you should be the same reason that pushes you to be
do that. Exactly. And like I said, that's why the shock comes out.
Like,
how can someone name a facial cause?
Right now, if you just because they're like a flu or something light.
Yeah.
Guys, like it's mara HIV marlina.
Yeah. No, we do know.
Like something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. Like going forward, like every day,
Mara again, it comes to the same point that we're back to. But it will sound very harsh and very heartless. You are the one who went and got it. For example, if you don't want to something else, but if you don't want to stop, we're not going to share. You are the one who went and got it. We are just trying to help you cope with that thing that you went out and got for yourself. Hence, there's counseling. It might sound very harsh, Vale, but it's the reality of the thing. So we are trying to navigate this whole thing not to make you feel what's working. But when I get that thing. You understand? You are trying to do that. But then Luena, help us. Come, meet me halfway. Okay, fine. My life key. I want to preserve it until this last point. You understand? Now bring the therapy. The therapy here at PDC every single day. Until. If you don't do that, who are you doing this for? Yes, you know the stages, denial, bargaining, and whatnot that you used to be taught at HIV and officially. Those things are there. That's what I'm counseling before. But again, it's up to when.
You master.
Yes, you allow that therapy to go through you or you don't. Mara, let's look at the consequence of you not doing that for yourself. Not for me, by the way, but for you. It's fine. It's my cousin died like that, by the way, recently. Like maybe let's say 5 years back. And they knew what I was doing. He used to come here. I'm both to where's again? Happy kiso. What did you do? I went more like this place. Let habo. How to breads. before Rustenburg, there's a township there. Banako. I will go there when I long drop, like I'm not flushing toilets. So you'll go there and then like a toilet. I get a level I'm toilet bottle at tribers. And I'm like, keep it all my drivers. Yeah, come on. No one in the family knew.
Only him.
No one, Lena, no one knew what that was. And get a hammer. But I'm ignorance again.
Emma Bailey, he threw them into the toilet, right?
Obviously, somebody did. Latala bottle kamo. Maraki butso. Bottle kamo kia hamanga like it's okay. None of them knew what bottle like ing and kimatlins kamo toilet. Because he market too sharp. And I kept quiet. Never said anything at the demand. After a few months, I got a call. When I get there, he's now on on the last stages. Everything is shutting down. As I want to low born. Ne? Yes.
I thought they were joking.
Every system shuts down until your brain, your heart only operating.
And that time you're psychotic.
Wantalohan. You're all over the place. So bakemukala mo betting untimolaki bana odimon this time. But odimon intimola. We get it man. So get that torch, I get their phone, you can check the people that do that. So nothing's doing anything anymore. How is that people also they're supposed to be small, right? How will I need little get? I will ask about now. So my other cousin, what can I knew what
all the month supplies.
His friends come, they're crying, right? What did the crash? Yeah, that thing's a 12-hour pill. That's how you know how one girl dies. It dissolves in 12 hours. It must stay in your system for 12 hours. Go on again. From 8 to 8. Get 12, right? Yes.
Wait, or not eat fruit, or not eat
80 bushu, yes. Or not 80 bushu. Eh? Go on again. Yeah, 80 bushu. Or happy 80,000 bushu. Do you understand? It can't be like, I don't know if it's 12.
24.
Get 24. Is it 24? Yeah.
You know how one
That's the one, yes. You can drink it in the morning. Yeah, and then drink it tomorrow again in the morning.
And then what happens if like over inconsistent? Like
you it's like you
happen now. Some of us we are not. We are
what is
never
like
on
what?
time,
It's
right?
like what it means. It's like we are guarding against an enemy or police enemy more. People are coming, and then you all decided to go to lunch. No more guarding. Then people came in. That's how it works in your body. If you don't do that kind of one, ARV, because all three of them have the same different component on the virus itself. They even ARV had take a virus. There's one pill, three components, right? So all of them have a function. High it goes to your CD4. It literally one component. 3TC, I 3TC, now, and then this first one, tenofovir, three of them, right? So all of them, they have their own function on a cell. What they do on one cell, right? They don't even do HIV next. HIV's job is to come, bounce on a cell, attach itself, multiply, break, then millions of them come out. That's how it multiplies. But for a 3TC, for example, that one component, what it does is more selling. Again, selling the receptors, some little funnels. So 3TC literally breaks like sugar, like sugar crystals, and it blocks those receptors, all of them on one cell. HIV comes, area bounce, it bounces, doesn't attach itself. That's why your body now gets time to regenerate more cells. And it's like they don't multiply. So that's how reading lower than detectable when you're on ARVs for a long time. Not like on but the 50 cubic meter, cubic square of your blood, okay. It doesn't mean you don't have. So people don't think, how on ARV you're cured. No. It's suppressing the virus so much on I cone. So the moment you 8 o'clock every night, 10. That 2 hours is enough for that virus to create chaos in your system. So you need to be consistent. So I tell them, what born crashing this pill over some is a shock. Your body will absorb it like that instead of it going gradually the way it's supposed to do. You can't do that. One. And number two, this person has a means anything anyway. I'm saying when you got there, the sister came crying for night shift. She after 6, after 7. ga tsena kwa temperature ko dimo ke 24 degrees. I get everything setting down. So sukiri ya gage a e kgone bala le mo motšhini le wa re high. So the like the sister it's again, do what you have to do, and then don't worry, do what you have to do, because there was nothing we could do anymore. Already systems have shut down.
Yeah, no, why do they let him to deteriorate to?
No, he knew. He knew.
And the family
Family will talk up until that certain moment. Therapy. Do you know what? I've got a patient here. I want to mention her. She's Zimbabwean. I've told her, are you not positive? No, I'm not. It's my sister. Your hair is telling me something else. And I get our boat. I can't breathe. She came. Come for prednisone, come dinamulaza. How can you check up HIV positive? Get how long has it been like this? Now, what for the Havel? What fell? Half it on a little TB, or 12 fats as transferred to hospital. So, how I know about to out of it's like not going to help.
Come here. Now it's my mom. I don't want you to have a couple of na arnana quite chila. Even no whole toma.
Yeah.
Why
what?
We don't have time for you.
Yes, we used to do that before.
Can't
take him line. Why one?
You continue.
That is part of shock therapy. It must shock into your sense or what if? Or most or remember? Pampas, it's shame. You don't drink this, do you regular? Don't we sorry pillow now what remember? It's fine, take a press sit down. Next
family intervention. Why is it come intervention?
But do you stop? But do you stop?
I do.
There's a difference between what that's why. Or Teddy, you are listening, only hearing the people. But then do you stop? Then do you stop?
Yeah.
Until
I feel
exactly. So it's all up to you, Afana. So are you gonna do this for yourself, not for anybody else? So anybody who goes to therapy must have that idea. And I hope therapists like Mama, we can do as much. It's up to you now to get yourself out of this thing. Masibanda, she knows. Please stop on it. 5 years, my bra. On antidepressant. I'll never give you.
I was like,
I'll never give you. I will never give you that thing. That's only chemo transfer go and I can get to be well, mom. Perfect.
Do you guys like sometimes send a patient into a state of hypnosis though?
No.
You've never done that, ne?
Why?
I want to learn that with you.
Why?
I want to learn how to do hypnotherapy, bro.
I think hypnosis.
It's a lie.
It's not.
It's a lie. Let me tell you why it's a lie. You're not saying, but it's a lie. Because I put a blog on that. I can cure the memory or whatever. Yes. Be a fella blog or it that not for you to have it in your head. If that thing breaks down, it's like a river. The damage is going to be more than that.
Yeah, but I don't think any psychologist would opt for that.
Yeah, why not? Can't you just have it maybe as a knowledge?
No, those are techniques that are very dangerous.
What's
and manipulative, eh?
The indication for a one needs to be
hypnosis, yes. I think maybe they use that mostly more about rape trauma, who repress the memories, but then later on in stage in life, or trauma abali like in term affector. So we need to trigger that first memory. It's there.
Doc, remember, once you use any technique to block, like you're saying,
yes.
Once anything happens,
yeah,
it will flood in. So rather work with something
like
than block.
But then why psychologists go America hypnotherapy in West Africa?
Hypnotherapy, there's some institutions. I think there was one guy who tried
yeah.
Hey, it's not healthy.
Yeah, because I'm gonna use it for my own self.
Can we not try to repress the memories, but rather
That is hypnotherapy student.
go back and heal that child.
You
Is it not possible to do that? Because there was
let me first say, because the knowledge around hypnotherapy, I don't have a lot, but I just know
you won't do it yourself.
I won't even add to my frame of reference.
Yes. Yeah.
Because of what we hear, what we've seen. Once you get to learn about the channel hypnotherapy, it's an intervention, yes, but it's an intervention that people use wrongly.
Yeah. What's your move of thing? Gothic. Not hypnotherapy. Gothic. Ola Waka Liberi, some other black guy. He was the head of psychiatrist.
There's this lady on TikTok name.
Yeah.
And it was on YouTube. Nah, but I like watching weird things. So this lady was in a deep state of meditation. One understand that. So Harley, like she even when there she was sleeping or nali in a deep state of meditation, and then atipona arubeti.
Okay.
Back to her bedroom, ilungwana and whatnot. So she uses this state of meditation to go back in the past, and she gives herself like assurance. Hore, bona nana, don't worry. Utoba sharp, you're gonna get out of this. You're gonna have a husband.
Is that a movie or?
It's something. But what meditator? I can't how meditator.
Meditation is not dangerous here. Do you know what meditation is as well? No. Spiritually and scientifically.
Well, Yena, she's able to send herself back the
yeah.
The
younger self here high.
The younger self here high.
It's like going back in time.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, but then like
yeah.
Yo,
let that lawyers go ahead. Let that lawyer.
So what I'm asking is it not possible to implement hypnotherapy into that? Like you numb me, but not
Sheba. Hypnotherapy exists. People can learn to do that. Mara, some of us are gonna use it for our own gain and very wrongly on you. I can go Jolina, go hypnotherapy very much. Simple. And then you're gonna fall under my spell. You're gonna be like that.
For me, if you like like especially your YouTubes and whatnot, what do they say?
Yeah.
Remember now, internet information, and you need to be able to save. Like what the way you explain it, I'm trying to picture it. Like if someone goes into
a trance like that, and then they leave their body and they go and see
what do they
me.
Show you? Or do
exactly.
They narrate?
She's narrating how it actually went about.
Can she teach you how to do it? They do that already.
That's Spider-Man games.
Yeah, that is very dangerous as well.
You need to have inner peace.
Why?
You have inner peace.
Why is it baring? Open mule mamukwan or kumpolukwan. Sorry about the polukwan once. Now this woman killer mama capture a kupolukwan by the CDK, a confessor Kimuloi in the church. Remember what those kids were saying, Mama Hangwano, I don't want to motu. She's sleeping, she's snoring motoka kimushibilash. Marangwana nangi stay. That emontir kitabi. Same thing yone. Untera tsamarothe ra kai kana go tsisirang. Ha ke bua ge mama o bona motho robetse mo motho wa gona ke. But I'm not there. Similar things like that. So do not just jump into this TikTok nonsense. They are trying to teach you something. It's going to be dangerous. You ubula your soul for a lot of things. Satan uti. Let's talk religion here. Satan, my demon, everything is there. And there's a thin pain between us and them. And they're waiting for a small hole to pass through and get inside you.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that you'd rather be in like a physical form like this and not have to have like an out experience?
No, God made me to become a physical being. Now to be a spiritual being in that sense.
But then like historically, apparently, like we're going to have this topic someday. Like
yeah.
we have to talk about this. Somehow, some way, everything that like we ingesting and the propaganda that's being taught to us and once before the thing, apparently people could actually
we could fly to 2000 and
I'm
come
not
back.
saying like fly to 2000, but then they had more senses.
Yes.
Don't understand the Horkera. They had more senses and their spiritual eyes were more open. I'm not talking about your eyes.
Yes.
I'm talking about their spiritual eyes.
Yeah.
Like they were more open to a lot of spiritual things.
So who stopped them?
Kidilo, it's a no. Like unami, that's like I meet ya.
For number 2000 Tusker. But those who know is underground, is in pumped from the underground, being purified like they say, and then
What
that's it.
chemicals are being put there?
Whatever that is, chlorine and whatnot. Yes.
But Wakal never say ingested chlorine and whatnot, and they were not buying the foods from the markets, and they were not eating.
I think it's called
fortified
civilization,
chickens and
Bafan,
everything.
isn't it?
It's civilization, but then
Yes.
at the same time, like ba.
Wait, what about Khalnaviram? You're not going to one muti. What al Khal. Not Khalabo Yaboshak. Yes, Yaboshak Alibone and Khalaruna Yabo Yakumit Yakumputia Jona Kuheko. Nakanele one. Right? Mohautemu. Everybody will be. Am I lying? Every child will be to wow, twas nowadays. So people would trust that person because he was the only one. Leon Bible. There will be one prophet. The whole kingdom of Israel will be one prophet. Alu one fell. No yana about the Yawakamul Fazi. How many churches are in this committee? So the more people like to do things to gain something, the more they'll popularize something that no one a call in the rest to pick on the blockages. It was not about that. It was uniquely for one thing to make it to be genuine enough. Because people can be able to go there and get help genuine. Then go get help and then go for a second opinion and a third opinion and a fourth and a fifth opinion. Doesn't help anymore anyway. So that spiritual thing, whatever is very dangerous. You need to think of it in every sense. Scientifically, spiritually, religiously. I can be able to transcend out of my body and go and look at my younger self and tell him, relax. Ne? Are we saying time travel scientifically? Is it possible? One. Are we saying, is it really that concept about Dimo, for example, right? Somebody was asking for Mari, can she come back as an ancestor to me and say, listen, that's
That's
one.
Put it at that. Can we rather address it as angels? I feel like
Exactly. So now
angels.
this uncle of mine has been raping me forever. He dies. Does he come back as an angel to me? You understand? Those things are deep enough for us to sit down. That's why I'm saying you understand? It's not like we're saying they're not existing, but I'm just saying we have never been given the deep meaning of really, if someone can do that, what is it called?
You know, I have this I can see it, can I say, a perspective. That being different is okay.
Yeah.
I always say there is a Christian Bible, there is a Quran,
Yeah.
there is traditions or culture.
Yeah.
And it's deeply rooted.
Yes.
We have your Hindus and whatnot.
And everybody
All
else,
these
yeah.
things are different because once we want to figure out a lot of things about a certain culture or a religious or spiritual belief, we just gonna want to ask questions. When you go to India, there's so many
Gods.
Small spiritual elements
Yes.
that they would follow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gods.
Yeah.
And every one of them works for whoever believes in it until I come and question it.
Yes. Yeah. And that person will tell you the experience.
I've never explored other religions. Mara, I say earlier we have the water goddess, the what, and
What,
then
my Hindu analyze 2,000 gods, like literal 2,000 gods, 20000, and they all have names. They all have a function. They all have whatever.
and then who believe one, who believe one, and then you can't just believe.
No, you
them
believe in all of them. They all have shrines.
Yes,
Where they will have pictures of different gods.
and they
Come
differ
on.
in terms of area.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Chatsworth Mokhafimo Debenemo. I went there 2007. I was a missionary thing, doing missionary work. So we went there, and we came to this house. And this lady said, "No, let me show you my shrine." We went inside and we saw the shrine. They've got this. It's everything. It can be mokoning or it can be just banal curtain yana mola. It's like a little square yana. So come had more like iba dimbo Hanumani, Ganeshe, all of this. They are there. And they even have a picture of the so-called Miriagoroma. Baraki Jesu is part of the gods. I'm like, okay. And then they'll have a little butter olive oil. Olive oil. They put maybe like perinki, normal sauce how. And then they put cotton wool and then they light the cotton wool. It will burn. It will never burn out. It will burn the thing fell like until that oil fell. And then they light for them. And then they will come and they will pray and then they will go. So the leader is saying, I hear what you are saying, guys. We can change from this to that. Ne? Mara, now my gods, whenever I call upon my gods, whatever, my gods answer me. I get someone knocking literally for groceries here. Whatever, or I get called and whatnot. So if I leave what is working for me, like you said, then why will your God can he do the same thing as my other gods do for Nana? That's a dilemma. Something that he believes and works for them. And the devil then would think exist. Whatever he sees that this person wants this channel ESO, he will give you what you want. Hence now he he doesn't kill people like physically killing you because you're a Christian like they did before Roma. He now plants churches, a literal church. Every Sunday. Anything opposite the Bible, what the Bible says. So they are killing you without you know that you are dying. It's like chemical warfare. You die without knowing that you are dying. When your soul is dead already, it's gone. Because what you're doing is exactly, and that thing is shifted back from the Bible. For example, Bible watchtower. I don't know if any of you of us read this. But that Bible in Ali Bible I used to read it. John chapter 1, verse 1. For so God loved the world in the beginning. In the beginning the word was there, the word was God, the word was with God, the word was God. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was a God. Small G. Well, not in here. Okay, it won't be that this is different than other Bibles. For when I get Bible, but it's not exactly what's supposed to be there. You understand? So you are in this thing, you are dying without knowing that you are dying. You understand? Or it's chemical warfare. You breathe in fumes every single day of your life until these things overtake you. But you're doing a good thing. So
if it's out of the goodness of your heart, I don't think it can affect you as such because you're doing it unawareingly. So it's not like doing it all away.
Where's the problem in Turkey nowadays? Not like this thing is Israel Palestine now, right? All these fake pastors on TV. Whenever I do research, you will watch that on YouTube, and she will ask him, "Why God gave ears to listen and to decide for yourself. You wanna listen to this person talking now. He will never because now we have information. Now we know, we hear, we make a choice. I choose to go to Kerekabushiri, knowing and hearing fully fake. And we don't want to do it. But I choose to go and sit there and give him my money. Do you understand? Some people will never say, we don't do it. Itumeleng a fake therapist, you still go and sit there. You knew. People have told you, yeah, something is up. Do you understand? I need some privacy with you. Don't. You see? So it's the same thing. We know what we're supposed not to do, but we do it. Because it feels good and it numbs some part of me and makes me not to judge myself. And for example, Gino Jennings, like YouTube. Other Christians are fighting him for that. It's wrong. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He can't say that to about women. It's my choice. I have to wear. Banyana baba batlanga pa di tight fit dress up like worship team. We'll go to that church hearing is okay. She will never go to that because beira ntho e ratang. Wa tlhaloganya. Beira ntho e ratang. Universal Church, for example, it came as kereke ya bazalwane le yone. Ne? But you'll go there, o kry bo metsi, le kry matlapa a rapeletsweng, le kry di kgole, le kry mekgwa lefatshe e teng Bible ntho tseo. Mara because ko ntle Jesus is Lord, we just go in ke kereke. And then be kere na ke ile ko kereke, as you said. You understand? But you know ntho ai ntazi yone. It's wrong. But you do it. So choice from therapy to whatever, it's up to you to say, yes, I'm going to stop this regardless of what Itumeleng said to him about. Or didn't say it, or whatever. I can give you a prescription here. Like I can give prescription 7 days, no so. It's up to you to follow that or not. It all comes down to that. Molefat's in shame, unfortunately. All right. Hey, it's gonna come back. Get into 10. Yeah, boo. Right. We have come to the end, we've come to the end. Any last words? Maybe forgot some. Like last words from each of you, Itumeleng. Last words, Malebo, and before get to last show. How laili when? What's a laili can?
I never do.
You never do.
Even
Why?
in the previous one, I don't think.
Is it a spiritual thing? Or what's
I can
My boys can. Malebo, your last words, madam.
What I can say is that don't ignore the signs.
Yeah.
Always be alert.
Yeah.
And if there's anything wrong with spotting, seek
Yes.
help before
Yeah.
it's too late.
All right. Bright.
Yeah, I think mental health is very important.
Yeah.
Over the years, there's been talks about it, but this I think a few years from now, it's going to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Because of where the world is at.
Okay.
So we are more aware. There's more resources.
Yeah.
Both for us and against us.
All right.
Let's just be cautious about it and seek help. Like
Yeah. Maybe your numbers. I'm gonna give you as well over a number. Ne?
Yeah.
People
okay.
can know.
Ke Itumeleng Faku, ke psychologist. O berekela mo toropong. It's Thabo Sehume le church. Building ya teng ba bitsa Bank Towers. Number ya go founelwa ke 073 424 2282.
All right. Able to happy 073
424 2282.
2282.
Yone nomoro ke kry-galang go go yona.
Yeah. And if you want more information about him, please come to my clinic in View. Then I'll get you the card. I need more cards from you, brother.
Yeah, no, we'll drop them.
As I believe. Sisters, where are your number?
My number is 060-910-9157. Calls in both WhatsApp.
Yeah. And I gonna moka you,
I'm at here in Denville, 7272 Van.
Vanderhof.
Yes.
Ke yona kere. Ga o fele kerekele, right? Kerekele ya e ka ntle.
Can you confirm for me?
Vanderberg, wait. Is it
Vanderberg, yes.
Ke yona kere.
Yes.
272 Vanderberg, Denville, Pretoria.
Yes.
All right.
Or they can alternatively email me on maleboot@gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Number happy?
060-910-9157.
All right. Sharp. We are done. We are done. Thank you for being coming to live. Kosi FM, the show, as you know, is the Kosi on a live show. You go to Spotify and then FM tonight, you're going to find the show there. And then tomorrow, YouTube, same thing. And comment, please subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else. For working X, which is now X, we were formerly Twitter before. Yeah. At Kosi FM, at Word Sohongwan, and at Sohongwan. That's mine, yeah. Follow us there as well. And anything else, please. Can I give me TikTok? Somehow. Yeah, I get positive 007. So you wanna do that as well. Go ahead. I always put post I go think at that because of I get distribute everything. Yeah. So go there, follow us please, and then comment as well under the Rebutor. What do you think of the show and what do you think about our guests? If you want more information about Bona, let me know. I'll give it to you, and then they are my very good friends. And we're here to uplift each other. Yeah. So anyway, peace. It's at night now. Bye bye.